So Doom is still the aura, right?
Yeah. He's pretty bad versus Nyx, I suppose, right? On the lane. It's not really that great.
But Nyx is not a hero, like we said before.
Yeah.
And they have a Shadow Demon.
Yeah.
But Nyx does make a lot of sense, though. Even though he's not a hero, even though this hero is pretty dead, he's playing...
No, we win. And that's it. Then the awkward silence for 12 floors, and that's it. So a lot here at the stake. Whoever gets it goes to Shanghai.
Yeah. Yeah, it may be something that a lot of players, would actually care about. Punching that ticket all the way to Shanghai to be that team that will attend the International 2019. Let's look at our draft and let's actually break this down a little bit. We've already seen SD earlier today run as a core position. He's in support role this time around, and we look at Afo, the Shadow Fiend, for our mid. How do you actually like that pickup? Before we start talking about the live stealer, which the panel was talking about before, I want to go for something new. How do you actually like the combination with Gambit, and how do you feel like the SF can work?
This is the Gambit's classic. They go in, he buys Guardian Greaves. They need to hit the right timings with the Lone Druid, take enough towers. He's probably going to go for Mask of Madness into Radiance this game. So usually he gets it between, let's say, 17 and 20-minute mark, and this is when Shadow Fiend is extremely good. You also want to be level 15 on Shadow Fiend to finish off those games, because you have Presence Aura affects buildings, and it gives you so much more potential to take down those buildings quicker. Also, Rubik is going to have a really good time in this game. You have Rubik against Enigma, and you have Doom against Enigma. So a couple of ways of dealing with that black hole. So you should not be really afraid of the threat of a black hole. And the Shadow Fiend on the mid lane, he starts with the Shadow Razes level 1, just wants to control the Quoiqua.
I'm loving this delay that's coming from the SD. FNG's hanging in the tree lines, waiting for the courier.
No,
but it's
don't
coming
go
too late.
away.
No, go back. Go back. You can kill techies in a different way. If you only knew. But maybe they can just go and get aggressive on Quoiqua anyway. FNG will move up. He's got disruption, so he can be a nuisance. Yeah, you saw Quoiqua hesitate on the courier for a second as well, but he knows it's safe now.
Yeah, he has a disruption level 1, so if they get Storm low enough, there's always a threat of Shadow Fiend just approaching and landing a triple raise, so it's kind of a guaranteed kill. They just want to give Shadow Fiend a little bit of advantage early on. Storm Spirit, after a couple of changes, became a really strong laner.
I think FNG's could be really disappointed he didn't get that courier snipe. Just something to give the mid lane more of an advantage. Instead, he'll have to rotate up towards the top lane, try and mess around with the Enigma, who's just gone to the side jungle. Like, he's not too far away. He can help the Timber out if things go wrong. It's actually interesting to watch him start inside the Dire jungle and not inside the Radiant side, like close near the Trinity camps.
Well, in the Dire jungle, that's where he should be. I mean, he can farm his own jungle, but now he's just trying to take away stack from them and stop the Gambit from pooling.
Yeah, that's gonna really mess with the Doombringer, right? he's sitting there still looking for like his perfect creepers. So far, he hasn't managed to devour any kind of ability, so he's got like no extra help there. And Tiger's making sure of it. So yeah, good point. Just hold him back. Mid lane looks as well like Storm Spirit's having a good time. SF we know can catch up, go inside the jungle if there's a couple of sacks here or there, and you're good to go. But when FNG is like double damaging, disrupting to do his farm, you really understand that he doesn't see a way he can influence the other lanes at the moment.
Yeah, this is a 200 IQ play right there, divided by 10. I mean, he's jungling with Shadow Demon level 1 with with the double damage, using disruption on himself.
Make the best of the situation you got. Like, the Dire Observer sees where Tiger is. This has to be the scarier thing, right? Like Kyle was saying on the panel, like if this continues to go on the way it is, like you hit the 20-minute mark, if the timing is right for Alliance, or if Alliance can wait out the timing of Gambit's 20-minute mark, then do you feel like Alliance actually have this game? They have the top three CSs at the moment.
This Timbersaw will become a problem. I love the build that he's going for. He's bringing Orb of Venom just to increase some of the damage. And whenever you play against a strength hero, it also allows Boxy to play so aggressive on a top lane. 2-0-2 build with the Crystal Maiden Aura has enough to spam it out. If he doesn't TP out, he's dead. That's a first blood right there, Toby.
He's got the TP of L, and no one's come over. In fact, just straight dead Boxy. Understanding how far he can push the envelope, and that's first blood going the way of Alliance.
Yeah, and on the camera we can see, why was this so easy?
Yeah.
Look on Boxy's face.
So, hey guys, freebie.
once Timbersaw hits level 6 on that top lane, that's going to become a huge issue for them because there's a lot of kill potential, and Timbersaw is the hero that you want to give solo XP to. So Enigma is just jungling. He's self-sustainable off-laner. I love what Gambit tried to do with FNG. You need to stop Enigma from farming, but they now swap the lanes, and he's also trying to help on the mid lane.
Yeah. Feels like such a sacrifice from Gambit on all lanes to get nothing much out of it. Koifa wants to come forward, but if he gets caught out, here's your disruption. You've got poison, not catch, but Afo comes in range, so he did all 3 raises perfectly, even backed up for the max range. Perfectly positioned. And what Afo needed to give Gambit a really good lane win. Put the Storm down, expand the CS.
Nicely done by Afo Ninja, but this is a huge setback because he tried to TP out. Sometimes it's just better to die instead of trying any shenanigans.
Yeah.
This is
so the Storm's got to do the
high
walk
risk,
of shame.
low reward, yeah.
If it worked, it would have been great. Tiger's battling for the 5-minute bounty runes up on top, while on bottom lane, Dahak and his bear and Immersion are able to clean the bottom too, so it will be a 2-2 split in the bounties. Koifa is now already feeling the pressure of mids and just left. He's gone bush.
Yeah, because Shadow Demon actually achieved so much. He's coming with the smoke once again, has 2 observer wards in place. Maybe he's gonna even block some of the camps. He wants to be sure that Storm Spirit is not having a good time early on. There he is.
Yeah, found him. Okay, that will maybe...
That should be devoted.
That was a little obvious, as Koifa's like, well, maybe I can battle a level 2 Shadow Demon. I'll pull you back. Disruption's available, so FNG will get some space. Support rotating over from Immersion, as well as Insania. So nothing more will come of it apart from Insania getting a free D-ward. I'm surprised he planned that after he actually started the fight. The rotation comes around through top, and they got one ward now watching around the back of the mid tower. Top lane, trouble for the Doombringer. Tiger got the Malphite stun to get so much DPS from both Boxy, just with like every ability he's got so effective against it. But onto the Midnight Pulse too. Koifa taps the Vortex, pulls back in. Afa's in trouble, but then again he gets the raise off. Koifa's already gone down, but he cannot walk himself outside the chakram. So Boxy will get a double kill for the rotation into mid.
All pick, all mid. We've seen 4, maybe even 5 heroes on the mid, Toby. And this Timbersaw at this point is unkillable. Unless they get level 6 on Doom and rotate 1/2 more heroes. Love the build on him. 2 bracers to get some extra magic resistance, and it also allows him to play faster, which is exactly what he needs.
Going in for Tiger, but here comes Boxy. He's already moved towards the top lane, and Tiger can just back off and fuck Boxy. There's that DPS that you just know the Doom has no answer to. So Boxy will jump in deeper. Afo able to connect on all the raids, but that won't matter with the black holes up from Tiger. Under the tier 1 tower, Alliance don't care. A triple kill for Boxy. He cracks 4K net worth in 7 minutes, and his 6th kill of this game. Almost 1 a minute.
Yeah, Afo Ninja even tipped Boxy right after that. The one way to play when you're playing against the Timbersaw, play as far away as possible from him because he has so much advantage. Now even has mana boots. This is pretty much unlimited mana for him. Love the build. Once again, 2 bracers going for Hood because everything they have right now is magical damage. Even if they pop a Doom, I still think they need to bring at least 2 more heroes right now.
So what does Gambit do? Like Dahak, he's normally the man we then turn to. We turn towards the lone druid of Gambit, or even Alliance when they play it. Can he force down lanes? Can they actually force Alliance to do anything, or is just a rotation from Timbersaw going to stop every kind of push plan?
They can try to pressure the towers, but the problem is this is a lifestealer, the hero that doesn't die that easily because of the rage, and the Infest also has 13 bone charges. They're not stopping. Box is in once again.
And this Doom just can't catch a break.
Oh, just body block him to death, Toby.
That's his 4th death of the 7 kills of Alliance. There's your lifestealer pop out. As you said, difficult to lock down, but they're using the Fresh Mask of Madness over on the Lone Druid Bear to try and beat into Mickey. They need more control. While in the mid, you've got another bit more fun. It's just a ward battle, but they back off behind the tier 1 tower. It was the Shadow Demon FNG who was trying to keep that Observe ward alive against Koifa.
That Mask of Madness will give them the DPS to kill people because of the extra root chance and also to pressure the towers. Right now, Shadowfiend is just jungling. They need to get their levels up on him and a couple of items.
Look at Immersion. He wants a grab, but they don't have a stun. They can't lock down Koifa. He'll just ball lightning away. Boxy initiates over onto Hag. A quick entangle will buy a little bit of space, but coming through the trees is a quick slowdown. But the Hawk at least feels like if he plays his position right, he can go against the Timbersaw. And Lone Druid is a king at that with Raw. All right, so Immersion, Apo, and FNG together. I still don't know how they do that. Like there's no stun. You disrupt, and then you're going to ball lightning away instantly.
You have no ways of killing Storm Spirit with these two heroes.
That was one of the things the panel was flagging up. Like, yeah, well, Rubik looks like a great counter to the Enigma because you can steal Black Hole. How's your laning phase? Where's your stun?
Do you know how to counter Doom as a pick? You pick 4 targets which Doom needs to go for. Like Enigma, Timber, Lives, everyone needs to be doomed. And also I think they lack catch. Whenever you have Doom, you need to have a good catch. Something like a Disruptor or a lot of slows, stuns, good chasing potential, so you can actually track them down.
So how
many times did I see a Lifestealer being doomed in a team fight and with just phase boots, he zooms away?
So it's the Swedish smorgasbord is what we're looking at. What does the Doom really want to eat? Tiger, he'll go down to Apo. Getting a little too confident inside the Dire jungle. He'll lose his life, and that's a big kill as well. Like, the SF as well as the Lone Druid need to be able to have some level of progression. Yeah, the Doombringer's falling behind. Devour will help him sort of catch up.
The Hawk gets one with a nice Savage Roar.
Hey, it's just Lone Druid. Again, I still am uncertain how bears can grab runes if they can't attack. So how do their paws work?
I mean, you don't have to attack it, you just need to right-click it. If you attack it, you deny it, Toby.
That's so they can't be aggressive, but they can be passively loving. That's what they can be. They can embrace, but they cannot attack.
Passive-aggressive love. Like, we don't have enough of that in real life, huh?
Yeah. Top lane, Doom. I had nowhere to go with that. Doom's in the trees. Tiger's going to chase him down, cut down the tree line. And if you need to, commit the Black Hole, and that's exactly what he'll do. If you got it, use it. Still cop a hell of a lot to get it. They really needed the Black Hole to get him down too.
Yeah, I love Taiga and his movement around the map every single time Black Hole was up twice so far. He actually did so much. They also took down the tier 1 towers. Vision game, you can see 3 observer boards that Gambit has right now, and the Alliance pretty much has vision around their map. They want to protect the towers. This is the most important thing. They don't want the Gambit to allow to snowball, because if they take one good fight with Shadowfin's presence of the Dark Lord and the Lone Druid, they can easily take Roche after one good fight.
Yeah. It is so dangerous with Gambit. So that's why I look towards Boxy. 5.7k in his net worth. He's finished up the hood. This Timbersaw is getting bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes by.
I would love to see like the classic off-laner, all tanky in build from Boxy this game. Something like a Guardian Greaves, maybe even just upgrade that
like full out tank?
pipe. Yeah.
Is there a point though where you start to worry where your damage is coming from?
You have Lifestealer and
Insania going for it solo in the tree. Just hold Immersion there. He tried throwing back to get the stun, but Insania played the Fog of War perfectly. Yeah. That is some styling.
And Rubik, Immersion understands that they are really lacking lockdown. So first item, Road of Aethos. Doom picked up Invis Rune, but this is scouted by the triangle of observer boards from Alliance.
I wonder what he even does with this, like, because there's nowhere to really attack, because the rest of his team would have to come over. Look, Sentry Wall being planted down, and Sania sees him. In fact, now Doom can just lose his life. He's under 2 Sentry Walls. That one on the left, it's about to time out. In fact, it does do so, but they've already revealed him. The Vortex pullback. Support was coming in the form of the Smoke Gang from Gambit, so a lot of abilities already been used. Defensive Destruction, never used. Boxy just moves the line around, finds the kill. Now they move into Immersion. Koi doesn't have a lot of mana left to work with. Apo's nearby. And it looks like Alliance won't keep the chase going.
Boxy doesn't have to worry about a thing whenever Doom is down or he's not showing in the lane. Also, Shadowfin decided to go for Eul Scepter in this game, no Guardian Greaves, so they're switching things up a little bit. And also, I mean, it's the same item in terms of farming because it gives you mana, also gives them some saving capability against either Storm or Lifestealer, also stun from Enigma, a lot of ways to dispel things.
Yeah, means SF is just more than a couple of razors. Like, you actually can play around something. And that's what Alliance obviously want to do. Like, I can't believe how many times as well we just see Kuiper get these Storms, get these Queen of Pains, and are able to dish out so much damage yet still survive. And he becomes just the centerpiece for Alliance. How much damage he's actually capable of doing, and how long he could survive and just distract. But he's not number 1 as far as the CS goes. There's 120 CS to the 85 of lifesteal, so it's actually the SF who's currently in front. But obviously, with so many kills going the way of Alliance, net worth does belong to the Timbersaw. But SF is still getting bigger and bigger. as
SF
time goes on.
is king of the jungle, really uncontested. He also has a couple of clarities in his inventory just to keep the mana region going. Easily goes from camp to camp. And we've seen more this life stealer that goes for Hand of Midas and then gets armlet just so that he can keep fighting.
I want to call SF George now. George of the jungle. And he's got to watch out for the blades, not the tree, however. Timber is the primary target back. And he's moving around, always keeping the lanes pressured out. It's very odd to see a 15-minute game happen where, with a lone druid, hasn't taken a tier 1 tower. Like, it's normally been 10 minutes in when all the tier 1 towers have been taken out by a druid. But now, like, yeah, you see it on the graph. It's like at least average net worth is well below that because you haven't got this push power early on. He's kind of just moving to be a D push, but also I think a lot of that is on Boxy. He moves aggressively over to wherever Lone Druid goes, but now they try going on Insania. He just lets it go. The wheel doesn't say victory, however. The wheel says death, but the back line, they caught a big one on the SF. A defensive Yule Scepter up, but Mickey and Koifa ready for him with the Infest Bomb to kill off Apo. But the movement into Timbersaw, they bring down the raid bots. Koifa steals the Bounty Rune from underneath the Hawk, so at least takes the consolation prize home. You get the board game, Dota.
Enigma had a TP ready and a Black Hole. He could have TP to a Shrine and they could have taken that fight way better, but nice focusing from Alliance. They took down the Shadowfen, which is the highest damage output right now. Sadly, Boxy died because he got doomed, and he switched his itemization a little bit, Lotus Orb, because he can dispel pretty much everything. There's gonna be one route from Rubik, there's gonna be a second route from Lone Druid, and also it's great against Doom. He goes in, and the Doom's not gonna be able to actually use Doom whenever there's Lotus Orb up on him. Yeah, I mentioned the Guardian Greaves. Sometimes
yeah.
I love to sound dumb. Toby, I forgot that it's Enigma's item.
It's okay. You saved me from saying it. Rod of Atos actually picked up as well. That's a nice early item, but it comes in from Immersion, so he's not looking at an extra range increase. They're looking at some extra control.
Yeah, they
understanding
definitely
that
need
supports don't have it.
Against the Storm Spirit, against the Timbersaw, and there's a smoke under a ward.
That's problematic to say the least, but they are fighting with the Lotus Orb, they are fighting with the Rod of Atos.
I think Alliance will gladly take this fight. They have Kaya on Storm, and they have a Black Hole up. They know there's no Doom.
There's no Infest Bomb just yet. But Mickey, like, this is the reason why Lifestealer was still picked up. Great against Lone Druid's bear. FNG finds his target. Immersion over on the side. Boxy is jumping in pretty deep. Lotus Orb, they'll pick each other up and then toss each other back down again as FNG can't get himself out of the pit. Really wanted the kill on Insania, but he won't claim it. And now it's Immersion. He's the one out too far. Could never get up the ramp. Didn't disengage and gives another kill to Boxy. He now goes double digits, 10 kills for this Timbersaw.
They have unlimited mana on these heroes. Boxy's never going to run out of mana with this kind of a build. The same goes for Storm Spirit, especially when the Crystal Maiden is alive. They don't have enough damage to transition this into Roche Pit, but once the Lifestealer gets more items, and if they get a pick-off or two, they could easily go into Roche.
And look at Alliance, they move the Timbersaw back down to bottom lane. They know he can solo counter push everything. He nukes a wave in a second. So Dahak, I have to back off again.
Yeah, the Hawk is adjusting his item build as well because this game is not going well for him.
Yeah.
So he's going for Maelstrom. A lot of attack speed from Mask of Madness, more procs, more roots.
Gonna go combat build, right? No, Dahak here's your Infest running forward. Mickey trying to bring down this Lone Druid. He can't really do much while the Rage is up. No point for a Savage Draw. So defensive disruption from FNG. The
Huge zip.
Insania lets it go, but the jump forward. Koifa with the control. You've still got the Doom out, so Timbersaw will end up going down. Insania's got the double kill and wind up to the release. Tiger down for a while, and now the Rod of Atos. Gambit putting their control factors to work. Insania still alive in the tree line. Not enough poison stacks on him. The second one, it does not reach.
This
So
level
got
4
some distance.
Soul Catcher does so much. They also need to save any kind of a stun to stop Crystal Maiden from casting her ulti. You could see Doom running in, trying to use his third spell, but it's not that effective because of the extra slow.
And at the same time, though, like, it feels like Timber is a non-factor in these fights. Everything is on the back of Koifa or Lifestealer to do the work. He jumps in, he gets doomed, and that's it. Like, he just has to stand there and
I feel like Boxy will gladly thank a Doom for his team because...
You'd be okay with that?
Yeah. Like, he just needs to protect the Storm Spirit so he can zip in.
Okay. Just feels kind of sad. Like I was trying to build him up a bit now. He's just like, no, he's actually happy to die. Doombringer in a world of hurt. Hey, at least he got to use his hand to Myers before death. Boxy going in a little bit deeper. FNG.
They
Push
just
the
needed that
disruption down.
extra chakram to return. That's going to be a tier 1 tower for free on the bottom lane. Doom also with the Hand of Midas, also level 12, approaching that extra GPM with the Devour Gold. If this game drags, the items on his side will start piling up.
Yep. But right now, all those items belong to Alliance. The top 5 net worth, they own 4 of the slots. That's a nightmare for Alliance, especially when Doom and Lone Druid are underneath the Enigma, who's in 5th. This just spells really badly. But you said, like, you need farming items, you need catch up, you need some kind of counter push items. And Alliance, well, they've got a lot of tankiness to them, unless the lifestealer gets completely out of control. Pushing high ground becomes a little bit more difficult against Gambit.
I feel like whoever wins the next fight will easily transition that into Roche, because whenever you kill Roche early on, like it gives you this 30 to 35 minute mark, where 35 especially, where double catapult spawns, so you can try to push in with the cheese and they just, oh, the dream.
Sure. Give them an Arcane Rune, they got an Infest Bomb ready to go. That kill you're asking for to into Roshan. Alliance have pretty much everything they need to do it.
They want to fight right now, but there's still 35-second cooldown on that black hole, and they understand that they needed to take a fight, so Lifestealer just jumps out.
They've also got the mech now available for Tiger. So black hole up, and then they're sustained during the fights.
And you can see the difference between these two position 5s. Shadow Demon with the no items, and Crystal Maiden has a Glimmer Cape.
Even harder to stop her in the engagements. But the BKB timing, 20 minutes. Hey, Kyle was right, on the money. Needs that BKB timing at the 20-minute marker. Now Alliance, 5-man smoke up. They'll cross over the river to fight into Gambit. The Dahak Bear's the only one at the front lines. They're going to try and wrap around the northern side and come in behind. They know where Dahak is. So Storm jumps forward. They get the Vortex back. Movement over. FNG taking some time just to get the walk out. He'll go for the defensive disruption over on Dahak. So that means the Bear becomes the primary target. Lotus Orb from Box is better wear off in a second, but they've already got through Dahak. And Alliance will continue their push, or will. Kuiper jumped in. Infest Bomb. Remember, he's through the Lifestealer in, but they didn't jump out.
He's just trying to bait a BKB, make something happen. They use some of the spells from Gambit on them, and Enigma will follow up. There's a full pipe on Timbersaw as well to mitigate some of the magical damage that they have, especially from Shadowfin.
They're moving towards Roshan now. In a bit. Up to tier 2 tower. Lone Druid is still dead for a while. At least he's got a resummon on his bear once he comes up. FNG's trying to slow down this mid push. I actually really thought that they could do this like faster, but that's when you realize how much tower damage you don't have.
They need that Deso to be finished on Mickey, and they also could use some Eidolons. And now, oh, this is huge if they can get it.
Yeah, you've got some help. The black hole, he's on the edge of it. The Doom will end up canceling off their Afro. Now burning the BKB, looking for the kill over on Tiger. Won't have it. More support arrives as Insane gets the frostbite off, but the TP's out. They both get away to safety. The 10-second BKB was still burned, but so was the black hole.
If he only casted the black hole a little bit to the left, he would have caught the Shadowfin.
They just never have any information. Boxy has stuck around here. He has not given this up, and the attempt to deny from immersion also goes begging. FNG using his Tinker Wars to find Kuiper in the tree lines. To find FNG in the tree lines the other way around, as Kuiper's the one to find the kill. And they can de-ward. Creepwave can come forward.
Now with that Deso, they have more than enough tower damage. All this damage will amplify from all the Eidolons and Timbersaw. Sadly, Timbersaw does not have a damage talent anymore, but he's good.
He'll survive through everything. 17-7 on the board. It really feels like Alliance are in control, but I just don't like to count out Gambit, and I don't like to count out the fact that Alliance can make a mistake either.
One of the issues that Gambit has, how do you start a team fight with Shadow Demon and Rubik? Rubik has no initiation items. It's really hard. Like, Shadowfin doesn't want to blink in.
It has to be Doom, right? Like, Doom has to be your initiator. But he's going BKB, not blink. He's got War Stomp, but without that blink dagger, he can't get in position for it.
And that's a full Orchid on Storm Spirit, so the pickup will be even easier to get. Maybe not on a Shadow Fin, but you can always try to bait a BKB just lower to cooldown.
Aphro's in trouble. He knows he can't just TP out of this one until the BKB's up, and there we go. Well.
I think they're fine with that, especially since Timbersaw has BOTs right now and can be on the both sides of the map pretty much.
So Alliance have removed all outer towers, and then exactly the problem we were talking about is now being solved. So even though he had BKB in the quick buy, Doombringer has bought the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I love that build because he realized that they need the extra initiation. There's no way of them playing aggressive. The only way is to counter-react what Alliance is doing, and they are already 9,000 gold behind. All Alliance needs right now is a pickup, turn it into Roche. Like, Storm Spirit is the best Aegis carrier in the game. They're gonna catch this guy, but he has nothing to stop the TP with.
Yeah, immersion away to safety. Gambit really wanted to have their own fight. That's why they're sitting underneath the Dire Obs and Sentry.
Also, with this kind of a build, Lone Druid doesn't outpush the lane that quickly. Like, usually that's a Radiance build. He can send it to a different side and just burn them with the Radiance. Yep. Now he needs to be close, which is a huge disadvantage for Gambit right now. Doom doesn't outpush the lanes. Rubik does to one extent. Shadow Demon does not want to show unless he's afraid that the Alliance is smoked, and he will gladly take that gank.
And you can see the effect of it. Like, Gambit are about to give all 4 bounty runes over to Alliance. At least the bear actually was able to claim the top one. They're pinging out the trees, and this is such obvious bait. Like, hey, Immersion's farming on the lane area where Alliance have been. I think something is wrong here. And Alliance are not biting, which means Gambit have to go looking for him. Boxy, if he can get disruption, look for the catch-up.
Double disruption.
And Doom needs to jump forward, able to get the hoof stomp off. They got the control. Aphro, BKB, wind up. You won't be protected by that Lotus Orb. So Boxy, no! He chains away to safety. Gambit couldn't find the kill. And now they have to change over to a different target. Tiger jumping forward. And saying he's going to let it go.
Huge zip.
Zipping so far down by 2/3 of his mana. Aphro just needs to survive. FNG, if you got disruption, you do not. You've just got death. As SF will fall, the SD will join him. And Gambit is in full retreat after what was meant to be their initiation failed. And if they lose out right now on Dahak, it's more than a disaster. Dahak's Bear is trying to find the kill over on Tiger, but they're gonna get the kill on Lone Druid first. Gambit
they should go with the Roche
cause.
pit straight away. 45 seconds without that Lone Druid. The way this fight started, they wanted to go on Timbersaw, but he already used the Lotus Orb, so Shadowfin blinks in with the Soul Catcher, and they needed one more extra hit, one more extra raise, but not enough, and then he regenerated a lot and got the HP back from the Soul Catcher. Now, a casual double damage for a life stealer. What do you say about that, Toby?
Thank you, Lord Gaben, is what we say to that. Or at least if you're an Alliance fan, if you're Gambit, well, you're not going to be buying anything in the Steam Summer Sale. That is one very dead Roshan, and nothing Gambit can do about it, and really, they're everything was going in for that Blink Dagger. Like, you saw the initiation, it was really damn good, and they almost found the kill, and if they had that,
I don't think
maybe
it would matter that much, but because right after that, Timbersaw didn't deal that much damage. They managed to catch a Lone Druid, but with the zip from Storm Spirit, I think the outcome would still be the same. And Crystal Maiden, Insania, getting closer to level 15, which will get him the GPM talent.
But then the BKB
and the BKB is getting closer, so they're gonna need to pop a Doom on him if they want to stop his ulti.
It's kind of crazy when you're like, man, his ulti's really been effective, and it was highlighted earlier on, the solo kill on Immersion on bot lane. Like, hey, yeah, this Crystal Maiden's actually pretty damn good. I can't fight through the armor, I can't fight through any of this. So, like, all right, sure.
He went for GPM talent, but I would not be surprised if he decided to go for the other talent as well, because I've seen Crystal Maidens going for that one, especially when you have a Storm Spirit in your team.
The mana cost,
mana loss reduction.
It seems like she's got more than enough items and more than enough mana right now, even without any kind of mana regenerating items. Hello, BKB.
Hello, BKB Enigma.
Yeah, well, there goes that Rubik counter out. Same for easy Doom target. This just totally enables Tiger to do whatever the hell he wants. It just needs to come on the courier, and here it is. Mjolnir has been completed for the Lone Druid, but this is just bit by bit. They're trying to build up this bear, but it seems like the bear also died so quickly. He's got Mask of Madness, Blightstone, Phase Boots. with the Mjolnir.
Yeah,
There's
he
almost
lowers
nothing on
his
the hero.
armor with the Mask of Madness, and with the Dezo on a life stealer, he dies so quickly.
Wow. That's always the big concern. And why? Hey, this is why you pick up the life stealer, as you sit there wondering, what are we going to grab? We had no doubts about it, Lacoste. The panel could debate it, but we knew what was right.
We knew.
Yeah.
It was your call, Toby.
Yeah. We're proud enough to understand that it also had some faults. Bottom lane, the Timbersaw is out there. But I don't know if like SF is staring at the lane. I don't know if they got enough to get this kill. Like they're looking at it as though there's something, but it's boxy. Immersion doesn't have enough to get. Well, he doesn't have control, so it feels like a little bit of a waste of time just to sit in the lane.
They're in such a tough spot right now because you can't just show on the lane. Even if Shadowfiend shows on the lane, he's forced to use a BKB to get out if there's no Enigma. And the Alliance will gladly trade that one. Just lower the BKB cooldown. This Storm Spirit still has Aegis for 2 more minutes.
Yep. And by the time that 2 minutes is up, you'll probably have enough money to finish up the Octarine core. Storm Spirit, long jump down. Lifestealer already began over on the bear. It's looking for the 30-minute bounty runes.
Easy 300.
Well, God, AC fully done too, and they want to try and fight more. Here we go. Ball lightning forward. Defensive disruption's already been committed. Now they wind up. Afro looking for the big hit. Koifa doesn't get away. They get the stun. They'll break the Aegis to the Immortal. But how much more does Gambit have left in the tank? I don't know. Lacoste, maybe now is death. That's what happens.
That's a second
The Harp
bear,
will lose
Toby.
the second bear. And this is beyond a disaster. Alliance will move up high ground. Lone Druid, for 90 seconds, has no animal friends with items. It's literally the hero. And a heart pickup for the Timbersaw? Sure, why not?
They're forced to use a buyback. Enigma's still saving that black hole. He knows he needs to catch this Rubik. And there's a huge threat because they need to clump up around these 2 cores.
There's no fight. SF's TP's on cooldown for another 15 seconds. He's not coming back to the fight.
Just a casual heart and boxy.
Yep. Can't get through him. 4k HP. The regen's ridiculously strong. And Gambit, no, they're not looking for a fight. All they're looking for is a potential grab on the way out. That's why Doom jumps in. But SF, now he's completed the TP. The black hole is out. They've got one catch-up only. It's the Shadow Demon, but he's normally the saver. Doom is not giving up on Storm Spirit, but Immersion, he has to back up the creep wave as well as Mickey. We're beating him down. Doom has no buyback available. That fight just began when, well, GG.
That's it.
That is the game. I was like, the fight's beginning where Gambit have no hope, and now they've admitted there is no hope. The game is done.
The problem is Shadowfiend does not have a target to go for, and the Alliance really utilized that Aegis Immortal to full extent. Before it expired, 1 minute before it, they decided to use a huge zip on Storm Spirit, caught a good target, and he will gladly die there.
Yeah.
And after he uses a beacon,